And now, WJCL News, working for you.
St. Patrick's Day is officially just a few hours away and the parade kicks off in just under 12 hours. Good evening. You're watching WJCL News at 11. I'm Larry Sproul. Rob Macko has the night off. We have all of your St. Patrick's Day coverage from where to park and how to get around. But first, what everyone wants to know, what is it going to look like outside for the parade? Let's get right to the forecast with Samara Theodore. Samara. We're waiting. We're waiting.
Well,
Good news.
This has been a really interesting forecast. You know, over the past few days, I've been following it very closely. And I was definitely seeing a lot of rain, but there's some good news in there.
Okay.
But we're not going to talk about that right now. First, we're going to talk about tonight's weather. Let's go ahead and see what the latest is right now outside of Savannah Airport, 62 degrees. We've got a wind out of the west-southwest at 8 miles per hour. Take a look at this view from space. At our satellite and radar image here, you can see that we've got quite the disturbance, and that system has actually been dumping a lot of rain into our area, especially as you move further west and south. They've been seeing very high intensity rain there. Now we are getting a little bit of a break as we move along the coast though, so that's good. Now let's go ahead and talk about our storm tracker weather headlines. Tonight I'm going to give you the breakdown on more wet weather to come, but also we'll take a look at your St. Patrick's Parade forecast. That's it for now. Over to you, Larry.
All right, thanks, Samara. The Irish fever continues in downtown tonight as the historic Savannah City Hall is joining more than 70 iconic sites from across the world. Chelsea McDonald shows what to look for if you're walking downtown tonight.
On the eve of the St. Patrick's Day Parade, city and international officials gathered to light up City Hall.
It's a long tradition that members of the Irish government travel to cities around the world with a strong Irish heritage on St. Patrick's Day, and Savannah is very much up there near the top when it comes to Irish links and Irish heritage.
City Hall joins landmarks like the Great Wall of China and the pyramids in Egypt that's turning green for St. Patrick's Day.
Well, I think it's because Savannah has that hugely important historical link with Ireland. A lot of people from Ireland came to live here, helped to build the city, and the city is still proud of that, and that's evidence of the fact that it puts on such a huge St. Patrick's Day parade.
Savannah is one of the only cities in the southeast to participate in Ireland's Global Greening Initiative.
The Irish are a major part of Savannah history. Savannah was built upon the Irish immigrants that came to Savannah and that have remained in the role that they've played in their history. And it's wonderful that we're on our 190th parade, on the eve of our 190th parade.
And when the floats and bands roll into Savannah, Kevin Halligan is proud to be a part of our community.
But just seeing the smiles and the waves and what it means to be in Savannah on St. Patrick's Day and to be an American of Irish descent and what it was raised in me as a young child. And it just makes you proud and smile and to see everyone having a good time.
Chelsea McDonald, WJCL News, working for you.
Tourism Ireland has been pushing the Global Greening Initiative as a way to unite people from across the world who feel a connection with the island of Ireland. Another traditional ceremony took place downtown tonight. The annual Sergeant Williams Jasper Memorial Ceremony took place today, where members of the Irish community gathered to honor our military past and present.
It is an emotional time, and it shows the family, it shows friends, how we respect those who have put their lives on the line in the defense of our freedoms.
The ceremony was held in Madison Square, where a monument honors Jasper and the men in the Irish Jasper Greens. And Metro Police increased their units downtown, hoping to cut down on the problems that can happen when a lot of people are partying. Savannah Chatham Metro Police are out in full force, and they've already slapped the cuffs on several people. So far, 39 arrests were made by Metro Police Saturday until 8 o'clock today. The most common were 13 disorderly conduct and 9 public urination. Police arrested 43 people in total in the whole 4-day festival. 30 arrests came from City Market Command Center area and 13 on River Street. Police are urging you to stay safe while partying.
Use common sense. And if something is coming up and an officer comes up and says, we need you not to do that, don't do that. It just leads to problems.
You might want to grab a pen and paper because we have all your tips to keep you safe and out of trouble this weekend. Anyone getting behind the wheel, watch out for pedestrians, and it goes both ways. Use crosswalks and follow all the signals. Also, police cannot stress enough, drink responsibly. And as we said, there have been public urination arrests, so if you have to go, make sure you find a bathroom or a porta potty. A reminder for animal lovers, leave the pets at home. They're not allowed in the entertainment zone, but if you have a service animal, then they are welcome. One of the biggest perks for partiers downtown is, of course, those little to-go cups you can carry around, but there are some changes you need to know about this weekend. You'll need to get a special wristband, otherwise you could get a ticket. Jonalyn Foster and LaTanya Taylor's first time in the Coastal Empire, and they plan on making this weekend a great one. That's why they call themselves
Girls Gone Green.
Green is for, well, St. Patrick's Day, and Foster says her group of 41 girls are ready for the party.
I made 300 Jell-O shots just for the occasion.
Yes, you heard her, 300. And it's an occasion both Foster and Taylor have been waiting for a while. But before that happens, you'll need an alcohol wristband. The city of Savannah is selling wristbands for anybody planning on drinking in the entertainment zone. That area is East Broad Street, the Savannah River on the north, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard on the west, and Broughton Lane to the south, from MLK to Drayton Street, where it moves north to Bay Lane.
You can just walk on the street with your drink and you won't get stopped.
They say buying a wristband is a good idea.
Yeah, $5 is not bad at all. Well, I'm not a heavy drinker. I'm a light drinker, so I'll be the one probably taking care of everybody else. But yes, I will be having a few.
A few indeed, and anyone drinking near downtown this weekend, listen up, there are a bunch of road closures already and more are on the way. Right now, several ramps are closed on River Street, including those at Abercorn, Bernard, Drayton, East Broad, and Lincoln Streets. Cars parked along the parade route will be towed. Now take a good look at this map. As of 1:30 this afternoon, cars or trucks parked along the parade route will have been towed. And make a note, you will also be towed if you're parked in this staging area beginning at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we're working for you tonight, breaking down ways to get around this St. Patrick's Day weekend without getting behind the wheel. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety wants to make it as easy as possible for you to party this weekend. They're promoting the Drive Sober Georgia Ride Sober app. It puts a sober cab ride just a little tap away. Download the app, select your city, and you'll get a list of available cab companies.
Giving you everything you need to stay off the road and not drink and drive, other than taking you home ourselves.
Drive Sober Georgia and its Ride Sober services are available for free in the App Store on your Android or iPhone. And remember, the St. Patrick's Day weekend cab fares are designed to make you feel a little lucky. Rides in the area from the river, east to Pennsylvania Avenue, south to Duran Avenue, and west to Lathrop Street are only $5 per person. Rides outside that area, but still within the city limits, is only $10 per person per trip. And you can also call a service called Tow to Go. It's available until Tuesday morning and is free to all drivers. Organizers say use it as a last resort mode of transportation. They tow hundreds of people this weekend and ask that you call at least an hour in advance. The number is 1-855-286-9246. Again, that number is 855-286-9246. And there's another app out there to get you a free ride home this St. Patrick's Day weekend. It's called Uber. The mobile app connects riders to drivers, and they say it's the fastest way to get around any city. Average pickup time is about 5 minutes. Now, city leaders warn, however, they have not been contacted by the company and will be on the lookout for anyone illegally operating as a taxi. And the dredging of marinas and waterways at Sea Pines Resort is complete and right before the island's busiest season. Sea Pines officials say they wanted to finish before the RBC Heritage Golf Tournament next month. They also say Harbortown Yacht Basin was turning away boats longer than 60 feet or 70 feet. Dredging at Harbortown Yacht Basin finished in January. Inspectors will spend this week reviewing their survey of the waterway. And ports and military bases are what's on the minds of folks in Beaufort County. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham made stops in the area this weekend. Graham says he's focused on the county's future, paying close attention to the ports and eliminating sequestration, or the mandatory spending cuts that went into effect last year.
Sequestration will lead to the smallest Army since 1940, less than 240 ships in the Navy, the smallest Marine Corps in modern history. We fixed 2 years by giving some relief. My goal is to replace sequestration.
Graham also talked about a new flood insurance bill for coastal South Carolina. It will help lower costs for homeowners in the Lowcountry. And Governor Nikki Haley is cracking down on prescription drug abuse, forming a 10-member council to fight back. Haley challenged the council to develop a statewide plan to stop prescription drug abuse. Law enforcement, health agencies, and regulating boards are a part of the group. The governor's office can expect a report by the end of May. And the annual 40-day legislative session in Georgia is heading to a busy close. By law, Georgia legislators meet 40 working days every year. The final session is scheduled for Thursday. Any bills that do not pass by midnight automatically fail for the year. Politicians wanted to wrap up this legislative session very quickly. That's mainly because they cannot raise money to campaign for upcoming races until the General Assembly takes care of business. Two big topics on the table are firearms and a medical marijuana program. And it was Hilton Head's turn to paint the town green this afternoon. We'll take you to the Lowcountry where St. Patrick's Day is full force.